So it looks like Joe Biden pretended to care about progressive policies for absolutely no reason, because it looks like progressives are not voting for him. Let's talk about it. So everybody knows by now that Bernie Sanders unfortunately decided to declare that if his policies are enacted, that Joe Biden would be the most progressive president since FDR. Now, this clearly is a part of this facade that he has been putting up to get Joe Biden elected because he is the Democrat who won. And of course, that involves, unfortunately, trying to win over your base to get them to put money in Joe Biden's pockets and to get them obviously into the voter booth. Okay. Now, it doesn't seem to be doing that well. Here's why. Because according to Newsweek, according to the Wall Street Journal, my apologies, less than 3%, people, less than 3% of Bernie's donors have donated to Joe Biden. Less than 3%. Basically, it's roughly 60,000 donors out of the 2.2 million unique individual donors. That's it. That's all that's donated to him. Despite the fear mongering, despite Bernie jumping on his bandwagon, despite the task forces, despite all of that selling out, it makes me a little happy to know that even though some of their favorite politicians might have sold out, many Bernie supporters are still sticking to their guns. Now, it should be said that maybe it has something to do with with coronavirus, right? Maybe people who are impacted, the working class, maybe they don't have the money to spend campaign donations on a segregationist sex pest. Maybe that's what it is. But I don't think that's it. I think that maybe Joe Biden and even potentially Bernie Sanders and the Democratic establishment grossly overestimated Bernie Sanders' influence over his base. Let me explain what I mean. Bernie Sanders was a savior for a lot of people. But inherent in a political savior is always a little bit of compromise. Compromise mixed with fear. Bernie Sanders may have been progressive on a lot of domestic policies, but he was almost bad on civil liberties, freedom of the press, when you're talking about Julian Assange, bad on whistleblowers when you're talking about Edward Snowden and Chelsea Manning. He was also on foreign policy, better than most Democrats, not anywhere close to where he should have been, given his long history of claiming to be good on foreign policy. And a lot of people, even though they ignored this during the election, they were aware of a lot of his flaws, but they compromised because they saw Bernie as the only opportunity to defeat the establishment. Bernie Sanders had so much popularity, had so many unique donations, had so many volunteers, had so much name recognition that they knew if there was ever a chance to even believe that we had a chance of winning, it will be right now. That was their security blanket. It was, this better work or we're going to burn it all down, because we know that there will never be an opportunity to win under this party and under this current corrupt electoral system. Because Bernie gave them basically everything they wanted. And look what they did. And they lost with Hillary in 2016. Didn't matter. Look what they did. They still propped up Joe Biden, who was an easier target for Trump, for being frank. So now you are seeing the ramifications of what a lot of people, maybe like myself, did in 2016. Which is, oh, okay, cool. So what you're telling me is there's no point in even pretending to like you guys now. Because what y'all told me in 2016 is if I voted for Hillary, then y'all be nice to Bernie. Right? If I support this unity commission, y'all be nice to Bernie. If Bernie goes on tour with Tom Perez, y'all will be nice to Bernie. And then of course the election started back up, and what happened? Oh, it's the Bernie bros. They're back. Bernie told Elizabeth Warren the women couldn't win. Why vote for Bernie Sanders if Elizabeth Warren is right there? I feel like the establishment may have miscalculated, people. I feel like the establishment may have miscalculated because they were basing their projections and their decision making in their corrupt acts off of how Bernie Sanders people responded in 2016. They genuinely, in my opinion, believe, okay, we can break even with Bernie supporters, right? We can break even. So as long as many Bernie supporters support Joe Biden as they did Hillary Clinton, we just got to get a few disaffected independents who were so pissed off with Donald Trump, maybe so pissed off with people like Mitch McConnell and others, that we'll just split the difference, and we'll get a lot of those people, and that should put us over the top. With a little bit of election rigging sprinkled on top. But you were wrong. Because everybody knew after 2016 Bernie Sanders was running again, and that people were being patient and waiting to see, hold up, is this system as rigged as I think it is? Let's give it another go and see for ourselves. They gave it another go, and you screwed them, and you're going to pay for it. There is zero reason for any of them to vote for you. You have to understand, when you're talking about Bernie's, and here's what makes it worse. When you're talking about Bernie's 2.2 million voters, you know that there are like some Pete Buttigieg people sprinkled in there. You know there was some like Amy Klobuchar people sprinkled in there. A lot of Elizabeth Warren people sprinkled in there. Remember, because there were people, some Kamala Harris people sprinkled in there. Definitely some Tulsi people sprinkled in there. Even some Yang Gang sprinkled in there. The majority of those candidates, by the way, have supporters that, are blue no matter who. And they would support Joe Biden financially in the voting booth. So you got less than 3% donations from Bernie supporters or from Bernie's donors. And a lot of those donors were probably going to vote for Joe Biden anyway. You didn't really actually sway true hardcore Bernie Sanders progressives. Which, by the way, in my humble opinion, probably means that Bernie basically sold out for no reason. AOC sold out by propping up that nonsensical task force. Jayapal, same thing. Everybody involved in it. You sold out for no reason. Whatever promise you were going to get in the administration, whatever promise you had to protect your legacy, because obviously we all know that to the victor goes the spoils. The winners rewrite history. And Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders would have been able to tell whatever story they wanted to as a result of Joe Biden winning. Except Joe Biden isn't going to win. You heard it here first. Well, maybe not first, but no, actually, you probably did hear it here first. I've been saying it. It's math, people. It's math. Why do you think Obama's victory was so predictable? After a couple of states and looking at the unique donation, they were like, "Oh, this is in the bag. It's too easy." Why do you think on the other side of that coin that everybody was so confused and befuddled by the results with Bernie Sanders, and why everybody was immediately skeptical? Because his numbers were better than Obama in every way you could think of. The truth is, raw numbers don't really lie when it comes to elections unless there's election fraud. So whenever you have the man who broke the record in unique donations, broke the record for Democratic registrations, because he was running obviously, caused independents all over the country to temporarily register within the Democratic Party, broke the record for crowd turnouts in numerous places. Had the fastest, I think they were the fastest campaign in history to over 1 million volunteers. Fastest campaign in history to over 1 million unique donors. So you have every single metric that you could possibly need to win, and you lose. Despite us knowing what history has shown, which is that if you have all if you have all those numbers, you win. Unquestionably. Ask Donald Trump. He knows, unfortunately. Now, that's a two-headed snake, because on the other side, you got to deal with the fact that if you don't get the donations, like Hillary Clinton in 2016, if you don't get the crowd turnout, we'll give a little exception because of COVID, but when has Joe Biden ever been able to turn out a crowd? So you don't get the crowd turnout, like Hillary Clinton in 2016. When you can't campaign in certain states to kind of try and flip, or don't campaign in certain states to try and flip the narrative so you can get new people, you lose. Crowd turnout means something. Unique donations mean something. The amount of volunteers you have means something. That's why every tweet, article, YouTube video, etc., that's why they all talk about the shit, because they mean something. And want me to tell you what less than 3% means? It means Joe Biden is about to catch a hot ass L. That's what that means. And that's saying something, bro. Because Trump is about as unpopular as a president can be right now. And even with that, people, even with the unpopularity of Donald Trump, people are still like, yeah, but Joe Biden isn't really that much different. He's not much of an improvement. Also, he's a segregationist. So you're like, oh, get rid of a racist by putting the racist in, doesn't really vibe with me. People don't go vote in politics, generally speaking, at least not in any significant way. They don't go vote in politics because they're scared of something. We're scared of the way this country treats us every single day. Yeah, that put me in survivor mode or survival mode, but they ain't gonna make me go vote, get up and go put effort into getting somebody into an office for them to treat me the exact same way. That's not how politics work. People vote for hope. People vote for change. They vote because they are going to get something in return. They donate because they feel that they're going to get something for their donation. It is an investment. Regardless how small or super packish that investment might be, or that donation might be, it is still an investment nonetheless. And it's an investment in my personal future. And no one sees any return on that investment coming from Joe Biden, especially Bernie supporters. You literally couldn't even get legalization of marijuana on the goddamn task force platform, people. The DNC's platform is to the left of the platform for Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden's task force. That is sad. And everybody's taking notice. Karma is one disloyal. Shut your mouth. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, we got a super chat? Oh, I don't want to miss my super chat now. Give me a second. I must have missed it. Winston, thank you very much for the super chat. Bernie was a compromise. Biden is unacceptable. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. It's crazy, right? Because everybody was like, oh man, Mike Bloomberg is so bad. We could never even think about voting for him. So why don't we give them Joe Biden instead? Because clearly there's a stark contrast between the two. Idiots. Anyway, thank you all so much for tuning into this live stream segment of Miscalculated. I would be interested to know your thoughts and opinions on this matter. Make sure you like this video, share this video, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment below. But more than anything else, people, always remember, find your balance. Peace. If you like that segment of Mikasa Sukasa, don't forget to like the video and smash that subscribe button. Want access to members only live streams, behind the scenes footage, and other premium content? Well, you can endorse us on Rockfin Premium, become a patron through Patreon, or you can sign up for the MCSC Premium membership through YouTube. All the links are in the description below. But hey, more than anything else,
More than anything else,
More than anything else,
More than anything else.
always remember,
Find your balance.
find your balance.
find your balance.
Find your balance. Find your balance.
Find your balance. Find your balance.
Always remember, more than anything else, find your balance.
peace.